Plasma blasts from our sun from the 13th and the 14th are combined with these coronal hole streams. This has increased those solar storm conditions to severe G4 geomagnetic storm levels. The X4.5 solar flare arrived, and a shock arrival persisted late on the 16th. We saw the bulk of the impact increase from 400 kilometers up to 600 kilometers into those G4 severe storm levels. The northern lights were seen over 20 states last night and will continue today, so you may be able to see an aurora tonight. Our storm levels today are expected to remain high into those G2 to G3 moderate to strong levels. Currently, our solar wind speeds are around 500 kilometers per second. They will increase and decrease throughout the day. We reached a peak of 20 nanoteslas while our BZ turned southward. This was creating those auroras all over the world. We are now at -5 in our BZ, and it is primarily south again. We reached high solar storm levels late last night as the shock arrival from that X4.5 solar flare from the 13th and the 14th persisted. Our solar wind speeds increased dramatically up to 600 kilometers per second before dipping down into that 500 range. It's increased all the way up to a KP7, those G4 severe storm levels. And don't worry, you still have a chance of seeing those auroras tonight because September 17th, which is today, we are going to still reach into those G3 severe storm levels, into a KP6, KP7. We are currently at a KP5 centered around 500 kilometers per second. It will dip down on the 18th and the 19th, and it will return to those quiet to unsettled levels expected as those CME effects diminish. Here's a look at our sun today. We have 7 sunspots. Most are pretty stable or in a state of decay, but let's take a closer look. Here is a more in-depth look at our sun. Now that X4.5 solar flare came from this region, 3825. This also gave us another X-class flare right prior to this one exploding. This is a look at that region, 3825. There is slight decay. It is a little bit more stable, especially because it lost its weak delta magnification configuration. This region is very stable in a state of decay, and as you can see, it has spread apart quite a bit. That is lowering those flare probabilities and is creating a quiet atmosphere on our sun. And here is our current solar flare threat. C-class flares are minor at a 99%, M-class flares, which are moderate, are at a 55%, and a 15% for those X-class severe solar flares. Now look at our proton level. We are at a 20%, and we have slipped into a S1 solar radiation storm. Our proton flux levels reach an S1 threshold. This is going to persist through the 17th to the 19th before decreasing. Now, these are going to be a heavy effect on you because protons do hold mass, meaning that your physical body, your mental body, your emotional body are going to feel the effects of all of these proton levels. And when we reach these solar radiation storm levels, they do take a little bit of time to diminish, so we will see these in effect through the 19th before they finally diminish. But remember, you may be able to see the subauroral or the auroral by itself tonight, so make sure you go outside, keep it dark, use your camera, play with the focus and the lighting on it to see if you have an aurora in your area. We are almost in our full moon phase. We are in a waxing gibbous currently. Waxing gibbous phases require patience and commitment. It is all about planning, setting your intention, growing spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically. This is all about improvement and manifestation. If you're looking for a good crystal for this waxing gibbous, I recommend a black obsidian. And of course, for our full moon, with the blossoming effect and the celebration of something new, I would recommend a rose quartz for tomorrow. And here is a waxing moon journal prompt. If you are looking to set your intentions, make sure you plan this out and you are properly prepared to release everything for this full moon. Now remember, we are in that waxing gibbous moon phase, meaning it is all about planning, it is all about setting your intention, and it is all about releasing and building up towards that full moon tomorrow. Our moon is shifting into that Pisces energy even further. Those eclipse energies are bringing out a lot of things, and it is intensifying a lot of these full moon effects. And with the tug and the pull of this full moon energy, there is going to be a lot of emotions and situations that are going to grow stronger throughout the day. Meaning there's going to be a hypersensitivity around us, especially around people and situations, emotions. These emotions are going to stir up a lot of these fears and a lot of your desires. This is where you're going to be able to put the past behind you and work upon yourself and how to heal yourself and how to move forward in a better, healthier position. Remember, with the solar protons and the geomagnetic storm that we are in, you will feel heavy. You're going to feel weighted. You're going to have a hard time processing things. You're going to have a hard time speaking clearly. You could have these human zoomies, is what I call it. You're just go, go, go. You don't know what to do. You're chicken with your head cut off, and a lot of fatigue and these physical ailments. These emotional waves are going to be pushing through today with the high solar levels and these frequential light codes. Like I said, it's going to intensify, especially as we move towards this super full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces effect. And that's where all the fears and the insecurities, your emotions, your dreams, the creativity that you have, the desires, this is where all of that energy is going to build. But remember, there will be a time of release, and you're going to feel a lot lighter because of this. And it's going to replace a lot of those worries that you're having, a lot of those doubts. That's where the karmic cycles will end. If you didn't learn your lesson, you're going to repeat it again. If you finally cut it off, you're going in a new direction. But these eclipse energies are really going to push us to let go of all of the past events that have happened to us and all of the trauma that has happened to us that we were not able to process. You have to let that shit go. If you don't let that shit go, it's going to keep happening to you in a different circumstance. So all of the energies right now, although they may super suck and they may be, like I said, hypersensitive to all of the emotions and whatnot, this is going to help assist us in anchoring in these new plans, these new situations, these new healthy cycles. And don't forget about those physical ascension symptoms that are going to go along with this, especially because we have a high amount of proton levels today. So yet again, you are going to feel weighted. You may feel like a hard time speaking, cognitive issues, memory loss. You may have these headaches and this fatigue or this nausea. Now remember, when you have these physical ascension symptoms, it's an indication on what chakra energy point is either overbalanced or underbalanced. And that's an indication, yet again, of what you need to heal. Today is a wonderful day to do those journal prompts that I had on this video, and to also just set your intentions and start planning in a healthy way. Like, you don't want to mother F somebody because they did X, Y, and Z, or you did X, Y, and Z and whatnot. That's not how it's going to work. That's not how it's going to be. It's all about healthy cycles, bringing in a positive energy, not something where you're vindictive. Because if you're in that kind of mindset, those karmic cycles are just going to circle right back around, and you're stuck in the same exact position because you didn't change. So instead, embrace a new cycle, create positivity all around you on all sides. Whoever MF'd you, send them your love and be kind and gentle. You don't have to be a dick, just saying, but it's just, this is all about that healthy release. Let me know in the comments if this is something that you are experiencing and what you are setting your intention of. What do you want to change in your life? What are you releasing? And what is that new beginning that you're looking for? Love ya.